seasonal relationships. These are relationships for a season. We call them inner court relationships. People that come into your life for a season. Missing them in that season can affect your next level in life. Because there is something they have come to accomplish in your life. I know seasonal relationships I came into. And I know that if I did not tap into the things I needed to tap in those seasons, it could have affected my life now. There was a season I needed to sit under a man for 2 years to be mentored by him. It ended up being what I am doing now. Just sitting under him and serving him for 2 years. Sitting under him and not being employed, carrying his bag, following him wherever he goes to minister, jotting when he was talking and teaching young people, moving from university to university, campus to campus, camp meetings to camp meetings. I will drive him, I will carry his bag, he'll be teaching, I'll be writing, I'll be watching him, I'm observing. The things I drank from serving that man is what I am doing now with the rest of my life. What about if I had missed that season? I will now be recycling a season. Sometimes until you catch what you need to catch in that season, you will keep recycling seasons. That's why a journey of 11 days from Egypt to Israel, Canaan land is 11 days. But because you have not caught the lesson, you will stay 40 years in the wilderness, moving around the mountain. You don't know there's a reason they sent you to stay with your auntie. She's taking care of baby. You're saying she's being wicked. No, there are lessons to learn. How to raise a baby, so that the baby you will give birth to will not die in your hands. My wife took care of my children, saved me a lot of medical bills because of the experience she got serving a woman that had children. So she learned lessons. There are things that are taught, but there are things that are caught. That is why an one boy understands 7 years under Oga is for a reason. Serving Oga, I will know how to know fake products. I will know how to know where to buy it. I will know that every income is not yet an income. That the income needs to be rolled over. That you don't have money until you reach a certain threshold of capital. So I don't make 100,000 and I'll now use it and go and buy phone and be walking around bugaing, eating chicken. I will continue eating mama put, wearing the same dress for 3 years till I build capital. Because when I have capital, I will not lack money again. This is what you don't learn in school. You went 4 years in school. One boy not 6 years with Oga, he will stand up and become a millionaire by the things he learned in that season of his life. So you must understand that is what is called seasonal relationships. That things you pick from it. That things you pick from it. Seasonal relationships can be like clothes. You can change them. And if you miss them, you become naked. They're like clothes. Moses understood this seasonal relationship. In Acts chapter 7 verse 20 to 22. Good News Bible. I'll read the Good News Bible. I'll read the Message Bible. He said, it was at that time that Moses was born, a very beautiful child. He was cared for at the home for 3 months. Now continue. He said, and when he was put out of his house, the king's daughter adopted him and brought him up as her own son. He said, and he was taught all the wisdom of Egypt. Somebody shout, all the wisdom of Egypt. So that means Moses entering into the palace was for a reason. Because for him to conquer Egypt, he must know the wisdom of Egypt. So the wisdom of Egypt he learned helped him. When he came back, I said, let my people go. He knew their gods and know how to attack the gods. He knows the gods of air. He knows the gods of water. He saw Pharaoh serve. It was also there that he became mighty in words and in deeds. And let me now tell you one thing that is not written there, but is written there. He learned how to read and write. Yes, because for 2,500 years, God didn't have who will write Genesis, Apocrypha, Leviticus, Honor Book, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Ruth, Samuel Lembo, na Samuel Abo. Abraham could not write. Isaac could not write. Even Joseph could not write. So God waited for 2,500 years. Who will write the documentation of in the beginning? So when God found the Moses who had been taught how to read and write, he came up to the mountain. God sustained his belly. He stopped being hungry. And God kept it for 40 years. I said, I've waited for 2,500 years for this time. Begin to write, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. You think it's only you that know how to watch cinema? Moses was watching cinema. He was writing. If not, we won't have trapped Genesis. There's something about it. That's why you should know. Even your education is a season. That's why there is a time you will miss going to school. It will affect the rest of your life. That's why even this thing you're here in England is also a season. So there is something you're learning. So what's his name? Moses. If you had missed this season, we have missed Genesis, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus, and Exodus. But thank God for a man that can read and write. That's why you see the great men of God doing great things. All of them had their seasons. And it shocks me to discover that even Paul had a season. Under Gamaliel, he learned the law. Yes, that's why Paul was one of the most intelligent, smart, developed-minded apostles. Peter worked with Jesus, fisherman, but he only wrote 1 Peter and 2 Peter. Yeah, go. John wrote 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, and Revelation. Matthew wrote Matthew, Mark wrote, but 1/3 of the scriptures that will carry the reve. Needs an intellectual mind that is exposed. So God had to wait. Did you notice that nobody preached to Paul? Jesus came himself and said, Paul, that's how God is. Somebody's about to encounter Jesus. If you shout amen like thunder, you're the one I'm speaking about. Somebody's about to encounter Jesus in this place. And Paul began to write. He wrote 1/3 of the Bible, or 1/3 of the New Testament. This is now. Then number 3.